I don't think I've ever been so grateful for my given circumstances before while watching a movie. Released in 2021 and is directed by Jonas Poher Rasmussen, who's also directed such films like Searching for Bill and What He Did. And this film is not really starring anyone, or at least anyone officially, because this is an animated documentary about this person going under the alias of Amin, following his journey from Afghanistan, trying to make his way to Norway and to Sweden, basically trying to find a way for freedom. And he doesn't want to reveal any actual names, otherwise people will come after him and get him out of that country and send him back to where he came from. Which, after watching this film and watching his journey of getting to a safe place in Sweden, yeah, I don't want that to happen to him at all. So it's not really starring anyone, but the reason why we're talking about Flee is because it was a PayPal recommendation and donation from one of my longtime contributors and supporters of this channel, Name the Stars. Thank you very much for recommending this film. I'd actually seen a trailer for this a while ago and thought it looked interesting, but, you know, of course, me and trailers, I watch them and then I completely forget about them. So thank you very much for sending over the recommendation. If anyone else out there also wants to help support me and contribute to this channel, and you have a movie recommendation that you want to send my way, go ahead and select the QR code that is in the bottom left corner of your screen right now. Send over your donation of $5 or more with your movie recommendation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, and give you a little shout out, just like what I did with Name the Stars here. And please know I am still recovering. I'm still testing positive for COVID-19, which is why my voice sounds like how it does. It definitely sounds way better than it did this past weekend, where I was basically, you know, a solo bass and I could hit all those low notes. Voice is starting to sound normal, but there's definitely some congestion still going on here. So I'm kind of doing a bulk recording of movies that I've been watching over the weekend because I've been doing nothing else and I need something to do. I need stuff to edit. So I'm kind of just getting all these micro reviews out there just so I have something to edit and something to do during my quarantine. As I said before, this film is an animated documentary about a man calling himself Amin, recounting the journey since he was a little boy fleeing from Afghanistan, traveling all the way to Russia, and his several attempts to leave the communist, corrupt country of Russia and getting into Sweden. And it is a heartbreaking tale about the hardships of fleeing a situation that you no longer want to be in, or a situation that you know if you stay, you will definitely have certain death, but just for a simple matter of trying to reach safety and trying to find asylum somewhere. Just how hard that is for some people, not some people, for many people in this world. It makes like just shivers go down your spine and thinking just how difficult that is for many people. And the shit that this boy and his family had to go through, I can't even fathom it. Watching it in animation form, I actually like that decision because it kind of made it more easily obtainable for me to understand, I guess. If this film was done like in live action with terrible reenactments that you see in documentaries like on Netflix, or heck, going back to my childhood for like Emergency 911 and all those recounting of terrible emergency calls, this film would not have been successful, and it would have come off as funny and it would have come off as cheesy. I think going the way of animation and the animation style that they used made it seem very simple and yet very heartbreaking, watching this animated little boy travel from place to place and how they're drawing him and the emptiness and the sadness that you see in his eyes and in his face. It's heartbreaking. And he discusses that once you start fleeing as a little boy, as a child, you never stop fleeing. Even if you find a safe place with someone else, you never stop fleeing. You never stop looking over your shoulder for that police officer that's going to look at you the wrong way and suspect that maybe you're not from around here and they're going to kick you out and send you back to where you come from. That's the struggle that this man, now that he's recounting all of these stories, that he's dealing with now in his older years. He has a husband that he is with, that they have this small apartment in, and his husband wants to go and buy a house in the country that's wide open. They have all of this space. And for someone like me who's never had to deal with fleeing or looking over your shoulder, I'm like, yeah, take that house. That house looks awesome. Take it. But he just can't allow himself to do it because certain aspects of this house reminds me of little communes and houses that he had to live in and survive in for several years. It's a terribly sad film, just hearing all of the shit that he had to go through. But it's also inspiring. It also provides you hope, that asylum, that hopeful future is out there and it is obtainable. And for many people, you have to crawl through shit and through mud and a whole bunch of corrupt cops to do so. But it can be obtainable. It can be there. But I also think it's the responsibility of different governing nations to, in my opinion, make it easier for someone who is looking for asylum. But that's a whole different topic that many other people probably don't feel the same way on, so we're not going to talk about that anymore. Kind of wrapping up here again, these are very brief reviews that I'm going to be doing just because I have COVID, but this film is inspiring, and I love the animation style, which made this film way more digestible than if this was a live-action reenactment of what was happening. And I also appreciate that it's a real story. It's someone's actual story. Of course, things are warped and changed here and there because they have to change the names or the settings of certain things just to make it so this person's story can't be retraceable, but it is an inspiring story that I definitely recommend many people check out. I'm gonna give Flea 4 out of 5 Blu-rays.
I like it a lot.
So guys, if you've seen Flea, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across because of this video, then comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell. See you the next time I release my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.